All right, people, what the hell is going on? Gotta keep this, especially for what I'm about to talk about today, which is, why didn't I do all this shit before I started recording? Nah, I've been trying to figure out what the hell I was gonna talk about for my first little video, but I gotta go with dating, man. I gotta go with dating. That's my look at I stick the wrong end in there. That's my long time hobby, and it's what I do. I've had mango smoothie. Gotta have. There's plenty of hobbies I got. Now, other than just talking about video games or shows that I just happen to watch. Egg rolls. Dating is what I could talk the most on, because it's what I got probably the most experience in. Taking it, I'm fucking 44 now. I'll be 45 in October. It is September 2nd now, so. But of all the things that I've done, dating is what I've done the most. Not on purpose, but we're social people, so we do social shit. But I want to talk about dating lately. I would say dating in my 40s, but I really hadn't done much of that, to tell you the truth. I've been running across the same people over and over again. And I don't even know if I might have done a video on this before, but I'm running across the same people over and over again. So the type of dating that I've done, I can't even really say, because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know my type. You know what I'm saying? I know what I like. I know what I'm looking for. But then we got hit with this damn corona stuff at the beginning of this year, or right after the beginning of this year, because I had already started to be like, okay, 2020, last few years been pretty poopy, I was out of work, ain't had no money, I ain't no vehicle, I ain't have nothing. And I finally got to the point where I'm like, okay, I can start getting out dating again. So I hit up the dating apps. Boom. It's the same thing, man. You hit the dating apps, and I'm one of these people here. This is how I use the dating apps. I swipe right on everybody. I click right, tap right, whatever it is. I do it on everybody. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women might find that agitating, because I saw a YouTube video where a woman, some chick was just talking about some of her dating experiences in general, and she said something about, guys they just swipe right on everybody, and it was like, well, as long as the women know, I'm one of them people. I'm not gonna read your profile until there's a message that has been exchanged. Other than that, there's no point in me reading the profile. I'm gonna spend even because most times there's no information on the dating profile at all. A lot of times you get to actually talk to people. They shit just empty. They might have one or two pictures up there. And then you got the regular shit. They got the height, weight, children, that little stat line. But as far as about me or anything, that shit just be blank. And then you got people that just, where their profiles look like some of my old profiles, where it's just like text all the way down. You be like, man, I ain't reading all that. So I decided, I ain't doing none of that until we've actually at least spoke in the inbox. And that will usually come from just, the mutual like or whatever the hell. Or if I decide to send a message, because I don't usually send messages. You can think what you want, but I rarely send messages. I will pick a couple times a year, a few times a year, and I'll space those out just to make sure that I'm hitting different people. To where I just same way that I mass click, on everything, all those matches, you know what I'm saying? all those matches, I'll mass copy and paste. You know, you get some copy pasta. You know, you get some copy pasta, and then I'll react from that. And it's the most efficient way to do it. If you go through the dating profiles and read each one, you be like, oh man, we're a perfect match. Let me go. Bleep, 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 bleep. You send some message, some well thought out message, just to get, you know, break the ice or whatever. And it's like, you get no reply at all, you know? The fuck you expect? Women got 30,000 messages in their inbox, you know? So that's how I operate, you know? I go by, it's a numbers game. Once we get in the inbox and I figure out that you can actually string more than 3 or 4 words together, you know, I gotta actually figure out that you can actually send a couple of, at least a sentence, because a lot of times you don't even get that. You know what I'm saying? You don't even get that. You can sit there in the inbox and try to hold out on the hold the conversation. You can tell what time of year this is. Hold the conversation where you try to carry it a little bit, and on their side, you know, your side has got 2 or 3 sentences, especially if you like me, where I use the mic, you know what I'm saying? And I dictate to my phone, and my phone puts it out. So it's usually a whole lot more than a little shorthand that people send back to me, which usually is not even shorthand. It's usually just like, okay, K, oh, okay, oh. You know, after you get like 2 or 3 of those, you move on to the next person because they're not interested in talking to you. If they can't bother to send more than 2 or 3 words or 2 or 3 letters, if you look at some people, don't even bother with it. Just go on about your business. That's what I do. And the way that, like I said, the way that I do it, you know what I'm saying, this, mass that, I try not to judge or whatever, because I know a lot of times what you see in the profile and what you get in the inbox is not the freaking same. It's the same as the pictures. What you see in person may not be what you see, you know what I'm saying, from the pictures online. Especially with women. Women look a lot different, you know what I'm saying, day to day. You know what I'm saying? Their hair might be a different color, their lips might be, their eyes, everything could be just totally different. They won't look nothing like the same, just, you don't know. You just don't fucking know. So, the same thing with the inbox and their profile. Because a lot of times people judge you on your pictures and what you got in your profile, but more so on your actual conversation. It's a chick that was in my inbox last year, one of the few people that I still talk to from that, like this point last year. We hadn't even actually met yet. We just on the phone. She wanted to ask people that actually called me. So, but we have never actually met in person, but we talked quite a bit on the phone, you know, over the last year. You know, there's a big age difference between us. I'm 44. She like 27, but she, you know, we talk about relationship shit and all kind of stuff. And she talked to me about, you know, the little guy that she talking to now, who is older than me by some years. But, you know, we have actual conversations and shit like that. But she was one of the people to where I don't know how we got in contact on the dating site, but she had to send me a message or something. But I remember reading her profile and I was like, fuck this broad. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, I was like, fuck this broad. She's stupid as hell. I read, man, that was like, her profile was like people's profile that used to complain about my profile. Pork rinds. I wanted to try something new. I don't think I like those. Yeah, so there's a difference. You know, you never know if you're gonna actually like somebody until you actually get a chance to fucking talk to them. But you got to do this pre-screening shit with the way dating is now. And the way dating is now, currently, a lot of that don't matter because not a lot of people is just out meeting and shit like that. Because after a certain point, I'm like, all right, we need to meet somewhere, hang out, or do something. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just in the inbox, blah, 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 blah. Even on the phone texting, that shit get old after a while. But I was, like I say, I would go through the profiles, send out messages a couple times a year, usually at the beginning of the year, and then usually right around in the fall. You let some new blood get in there, so when you hop on there, you can, go through that whole process again. And you accumulate the matches, and then you go through the matches, and you copy pasta them, and you leave a decent message. You know what I'm saying? You leave a decent, generic, decent message, something to break the fucking ice. And like I say, and then it's just the luck of the draw then, because women, no matter how they look, most of them got an inbox full of shit. Even the ones that will be considered generally unattractive, which is usually the ones I end up matching. I end up matching with a lot of women that are attractive. You see, the women that I find attractive either can't hold conversations, either you get that same 1-2 word reply for every time you say a whole paragraph, or it's somebody that you just, or they just dumb. You know what I'm saying? Or they just dumb. You find, it's like, all right. And I ain't talking about like have Gabrielle Union or somebody like that in my inbox, because I've had people like that in my inbox and it never ever went anywhere. Never, ever, ever, ever. I've managed to have a couple of those meetings where someone that was like really attractive and never anything after the first date. Either they turned out to be like stupid or they just didn't like me at all. It could be either way. I know I ain't the most beautiful motherfucker in the world. But back then, when I was talking about some of the meetings I've had, what you see now is not what they was looking at. I'd have to dig up some pictures from, the past, anywhere past maybe 6-7 years ago. When I was like in my mid-30s, Pretty Boy Floyd. Yeah. And I wasn't conceited. I ain't had no attitude about how I look or no shit like that. It just, I looked a lot different than I do now. Now, I scare some motherfuckers off the way I look now, but back then that wasn't the issue. It was an issue. I don't know what it was. You go out on a date with somebody, you crack them up, you sitting there, you're laughing and you're talking and blah, 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 and then just nothing after that. You ain't the only person they talking to. You know what I'm saying? You have to realize that too. Even if you do get somebody in your inbox, you really have to try to sell yourself, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to try to sell myself to nobody. If somebody else is talking to you at the same time and they got the whole salesman thing going where they try to promote themselves or whatever, and I'm just sitting over here being boring, well, I'm just going to be sitting over here being boring. Did I just belch? I'm just going to be sitting over here being bored. I'm not going to try to just make myself into something I'm not, go outside of my personality. I learned that a long time ago. Yeah, but you get a lot of dumb people. You get a lot of, and I'm talking about objectively dumb. I'm like, how did you manage to even get out of school? You know what I'm saying? How did you manage that? How do you manage to even go to work and without killing yourself every day some kind of way? It's been a couple of those, But and then a lot of times when I get messages, when I receive messages, they're always from people that I would not message. You know what I'm saying? And that's where all the conversation comes from. When I actually receive messages or the conversation that actually moves in the inbox, you know what I'm saying? It's you know, when you go and look at their pictures, it's either all headshots. You already know what the fuck that means. It's all headshots. Or somebody that I just do not find physically attractive at all. And in general, that wouldn't be a real bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what they're looking for. But man, look, I stopped posting pictures of people that used to be in my inbox a long time ago because it's just mean. My whole Facebook used to be pictures of like folks on social media that just was doing shit wearing shit they just ain't had no business doing, or folks that was in my inbox. And I've had some woozies in my inbox. I'm like, really? And they be talking about some for real ass shit. Yeah. And it's either, and like I said, this is a candid ass conversation. So I'm just gonna say it like this: it's either a fat chick or a dude. When I get messages, and I'm like, okay, I got a message. Whoa, let me go check my inbox for something. I go look at the inbox. It's somebody that I don't find attractive, you know. And I ain't saying all big girls. I don't, because there's some big girls that I find attractive. I'm not one of those. I only date little skinny broad people. But when I say a fat chick, I mean, you know, just kind of my 600 pound life type shit, kind of like that, but just a smaller scale, but the same proportions. You know, somebody that's round, you can't tell if they could be either a dude or a chick. You know, because it get like that. You get so fat, you can't tell if it's a chick or a dude. Like, ugh. You know, where they belly hang all the way down on their thighs and shit like that while they standing up. You see them leaning backwards because they belly hang. You know, I can't do nothing with that. I can't do nothing with that. It's just, no. So, oh, it's a guy. I'm straight. I don't have to explain that anymore. Now, I've held some lines of conversations with a few of the tranny guys that done hopped in my inbox over the time. Either I done swiped on their picture and then just noticed that they was the dude, because a lot of them you can't tell just from the initial profile picture. You have to go through all their pictures and look and be like, okay, which is usually what I do when I look in the inbox. I go inbox and then I go look at their pictures and I'm like, before I reply, and I'm just like, I look at a picture, I say, okay, one picture. There's always them little funny poses they have, you know. So I'm like, okay, that's a fucking guy. Or if a chick named Alexis. I don't think I've met not one motherfucker named Alexis that didn't turn out to be a dude. I have like 3 of them this year. 3 different people named Alexis. They all turned out to be a goddamn dude. Even one that didn't look like a dude from just the regular picture that they had on there, because they had 2 pictures. You wouldn't be able to tell it was a dude because the pictures were all done up and at certain angles where you can only see the face, and the face is all made up. And then I just so happened to actually meet that motherfucker. That was somebody, I'm sitting right here in front of my dad's shop right here, where I used to work here. Somebody a customer that came in. They recognized me, which I get a lot of because I used to work right here at this business around here. Everybody around here know this place. Recognized me and shit. But I didn't set up no date with them. What happened was I was taking my walk, like y'all see in my other little videos where I'm walking up the street. Matter of fact, I was walking doing one of those videos where they was driving down the street and they had honked the horn. And I had walked up the street around the corner to the gas station, and they had came back around to the gas station. I noticed a car was just kind of like drifting up alongside of me. And I just kind of like look, you know, when you walking through a gas station, there's cars and shit going and coming. And I just kept walking till they pulled up, and she was like, "This is Alexis," or whatever the fucking name. And then she held up the phone, and of course, the picture didn't look nothing like the motherfucker sitting in the car. So even if I was into that shit, and I went to meet that motherfucker, and I saw what I saw in the car instead of what was on that picture, man, get the hell out of here. That's just dating. That's just normal ass dating. So I hadn't had to deal with none of that in 2020 this year. I've only met one person earlier this year. I don't even remember what month it was, but I met one person this year, and that ain't jack squat. You know, that wasn't jack squat. It's somebody that we still text each other sporadically, like every few weeks. Somebody might send a text message. You know what I'm saying? Once, maybe twice a month, somebody, maybe me, maybe might send a text message like, "Hey, what you doing?" or "What's up?" or something like that. Nothing like that. And I'm like, okay, even with that, it's one of the things that got stuck in the phone. Fuck it, I leave it in the phone and just move on. If we happen to meet again or whatever, just it is what it is. But that was something I wanted to do this year. I wanted to get out, start my social life up again. Corona hit, fucked all that up. You know what I'm saying? Even the routine stuff that I had, y'all know what I'm talking about, is done. It's done. You know what I'm saying? That shit will have to resume sometime in 2021 or 2022 or some shit. You know, when you got some routine, you know what I'm saying? When you got some routine and some shit coming on that fuck that up, I'm like, man, dating life all jacked up. I ain't meeting no new people. I'm running across people online the same as I always do, but ain't nobody doing shit. I had one motherfucker. It was one chick that lived maybe 30, 40 miles from me. My vision is bad. I don't drive that far from my house. I was trying to meet up. And I don't got to get too explicit why she wanted to meet. And it wasn't even nothing that I was pursuing. That was just, she was like, you know, I don't know what the hell she was talking about. She was talking about coming to my house or some shit like that. I'm like, if you got a car, you can come on over here. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be masked up around this motherfucker. But hey, you got a car, you can come on over there. She said she had a car. You talking about when you coming out there? I told you already. I'm like, I don't, you know, you way out there. I don't drive that far from my house, man. You know, I'm fucking blind as shit. I don't drive to unfamiliar areas. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm gonna drive where she at? 1, 2. I gotta drive 2 cities over. It sounds dramatic when I say that, but yeah, I'm gonna drive 2 cities over to go see something broad. Nah. And even though I'm a dude, if I get a chance to hook up, there's like a 30% chance that I might take it. 70% chance that I'm gonna find a way to see if you full of shit or some shit like that. I'm still a dude, man. You know, there's always a chance. And just cause we meet don't mean that shit gonna happen, cause I'm like, there's a lot of stuff that I turn off kind of easily. It's kind of weird. It's a 30% chance that it might happen. That's a good chance. You know, it's a good chance for me. But I had that. That wasn't too long ago, but I had one other chick that I could have met, but she ended up moving. Because once the virus hit we all supposed to be on lockdown, right? And we were just still, she had my phone number, but we hadn't got to the point where we was contacting each other yet. What happened was, she not from around this area. Her daughter is from around here. Not from around here, but lives around this area. Once the virus hit and the actual shutdown was going on, she was still out here just scooting around, you know, meeting motherfuckers online, and got snatched. End up calling me. I guess she got her phone and she kind of like maybe dialed the first number that came in the phone. She actually got abducted. She got fucking abducted. And ended up calling me, crying and shit. She didn't know what the fuck she was. And like I say, I think she grabbed her phone and just hit a number. And wasn't shit I can do. So I talked to her for a minute before she said the dude was coming back. I tried to get some landmarks of where the fuck she was, and I mean, I couldn't. She ain't know where she was. She didn't even live down here, so I called the police. That's all I can do. The police couldn't do nothing. Come to find out that she come, I think she called, was it the next day or the day after that? I don't know. She called me. She was in the fucking hospital. She called me from the hospital. Cause I could hear the nurses and everything, and everybody talking to her, and she ended up falling asleep on the phone. But she ended up, now I'm in Houston. She met some dude out here and got snatched and ended up in fucking Gonzales, which is damn near in Austin. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nowhere. That ain't around here. If you know the state of Texas, I'm in Houston. She's supposed to be in fucking Seco Ranch, which is, you know, out west somewhere. But she got, she got snatched, you know. Fucking around online. You know, but I said I wasn't gonna eat these, man. I'm still eating. But that's what the fuck happened. So, and that don't help the dating game none, especially the online dating, because even down here now, I think within this year and last year, you got all these dudes getting robbed and shot because they meeting these chicks online, and they setting up these meetings, and they going to meet these chicks, and these chicks is setting them up to get robbed. You know what I'm saying? So some of them are just getting robbed, and some of them are getting shot, and some of them getting killed. You know, because you out here chasing pussy, everybody's supposed to be in the fucking house. At least at the time, you know, early in this shit, everybody's supposed to still be in the damn house. You out here chasing pussy and you got shot because a broad done set you up. Like, bruh, I lost my routine too. You know, I lost my routine, and even the not so routine, because everybody had to sit the fuck down, you know. It is what it is. But yeah, this whole thing has fucked up my dating for 2020. And I don't know how it's gonna be moving forward. Because now I gotta be like, okay, I gotta see if somebody is willing to meet or not. You know, now everybody gonna have to go through this whole screening process just to go meet somebody or go do something. I don't know. Everybody ain't that serious about this shit. I know this. We all know this. You know, I've met some people, like the people that I know, where we've sat up and talked and blah, 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 and ain't nobody got no mask on, but it's just me and them, you know what I'm saying? I haven't been in no group of fucking people. I ran across one of my Facebook friends at the gas station. They ran over there, gave me a hug or whatever. Somebody that, you know, I've only seen once in my life. Came over there, gave me it wasn't no big, we gave a little hug and you know, whatever. But for the most part, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I got my mask in here somewhere. I started out the video with it on. You know, I'm trying to figure out how this is gonna work. I'm already out of practice with shit. You know what I'm saying? I got somebody that kind of showed up, you know, somebody from my past that kind of showed up. And I'm like, you know, if I'd like to let something happen if it's gonna happen. Well, if I'm gonna do that, that means I gotta sit my ass still. You know what I'm saying? And even then, even if I want to somewhat pursue that, I'm looking at about a year off. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker just got out of divorce. They need somebody to talk to. They talking to me. You know, I know this person fairly well. Whoever she's spending her time with is pretty much who gonna be in there. So, and then she got kids and shit to worry about. So if that's gonna be a possibility, I can't be out here fucking around. Because she one of them motherfuckers where you gotta bring documentation. It was like that 20 years ago. I'm pretty sure shit ain't changed. So I don't know, it's confusing, man. It's confusing. But what can you do? You go through the process, see what the fuck happened. You throw some shit up against the wall and see what the fuck sticks. What is there to lose? Like, really, what is there to lose? I can either, like I've been doing, I can sit in the house, like I've been sitting in the house for the last, literally I've been sitting in the house for almost like the last 3 years, just to be honest. But like the last 6 months where I've been forced to sit in the house, you know, the few years prior to this, I just was unemployed. This shit here, I'm forced to stay in the house. You know, before this, I didn't have a car, didn't have a job, and no money. I was forced to stay in the house. When shit else I literally couldn't do nothing else. Apparently, I got a fucking vehicle now. I'm able to buy food. You know what I'm saying? I got some change to move around and do what the fuck I want to do. Can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. You know, I got options of who I can hang out with. The main person I usually would hang out with at this time, it's like you have to gauge yourself with people. I'm like, okay, I'm tired of paying for shit. Which is along with the rest of this dating shit, I'm like, look, I ain't out here just chasing ass, you know what I'm saying? But what have you got to offer me? It's just like with the way this shit is now, a couple people be like, you know, why don't you come by and visit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what the fuck are we gonna be doing? You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna hop my blind ass, because I got these shades on. I have to have these shades on outside. It's just, my eyes are fucked up. And drive my ass across town to sit at your house. What are we gonna be doing? Are we watching TV? Or I'm gonna be helping you move some furniture? Or are we gonna be doing some freaky deaky? I need to know this shit before I go out there. I need to know if it's worth my time. You know, I need to know if it's worth my time. I'm just one of those people. I'm like, what are we doing? You know, a friend of mine always hit me up. You want to go to the park? You want to go take a walk? What do you want? What do you want? Where do you need to go and what do you need to get? You know what I'm saying? I've known you long enough to know this whole thing right now. You ain't calling me up to hang out. You need to go somewhere. And you need to get something. Or you need me to pay for some shit. You know? Yeah, I know this. So what is it? I start doing that in the dating profile. You know what I'm saying? When people hop in my inbox, after a while, I'm like, what's people that message me? You know what I'm saying? Okay, what's up? You know, and they be like, well, no, actually, when I be like, what's up? You know, it just be like a generic ass, what's up? And I'm just sitting there, you know, I just got through. No, I don't need to know what the fuck you doing at your house or what you just got through doing. What's up mean? Why are you in my inbox? You message me. What the hell do you want? You know what I'm saying? We gonna be sitting in this inbox sending 1 and 2 word messages back and forth for the next 3 months for nothing. What do you want? You know? Don't give me that I'm just trying to get to know you better shit. You need to have something else better to say. Anywho, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm pretty ready to cut this video off. And thanks for watching. If you actually watched, and I will catch you fucking later.